Hey, we're back again with another episode. Y'all thought y'all was never gonna see me again, but I'm back again. Let's get to talking. We got a lot to talk about. Mainly, I'm gonna be focusing on that weak ass Fatal Fury card that Turkey Al Sheikh hosted, the weak ass Canelo card that he hosted, how Inoue saved the day, and the Navarrete fight that just happened last night. And we're gonna talk about the future of 147 and we talk about the heavyweights and 126 too. So we're going to focus on that today. Let me start off by saying I never claim that boxers are scared. I don't like to say boxers are running ever unless they're legitimately running, right? Like actually taking off running. But what I will say is that boxing has evolved, and I think that people are being, they're being disingenuous about what engaging and not engaging is, right? Like boxing, yes, is a sweet science. It's hit and not get hit, right? But it's not just not get hit. You, if somebody got into a fight on the street and one person just circled around the other person and hit them one time, like we wouldn't be like, "Oh, you beat the shit out of that dude," which is where fighting comes from. You know what I'm saying? Boxing started as an evolution of fighting. Like no one started the sport of boxing to watch people run around. They didn't. Like let's just be real. They didn't do that. Now within the rule sets, we brought it down to 12 rounds. Because it used to just be beat each other up until the motherfucker can't swing no more, or he quits. You know what I'm saying? That was fighting. You had to engage to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's evolved. We got 12 rounds now. We got 3-minute rounds. Like yeah, you can use a lot of movement in edge rounds and you can win a fight. Should you do that? Are the fans going to be happy if you do that? That is a different question. That's a different conversation. Let me say this. The new school of boxers, and I don't want to say any names because it's not a personal attack. It's not about them. It's just what's happening. They're trying to avoid any damage that they can. I understand. That's cool. But then they're also getting mad that the fans say that they're not entertained. You can't be mad at me if I say your shit was weak. I'm watching it, bro. I know what's entertaining and what's not entertaining. You can't be mad at me for saying that you're not entertaining. If you say all you care about is winning, that's fine. Do your thing, bro. But then don't reply to me on Twitter if I say that fight was boring than a motherfucker. And specifically this time I'm gonna say Shakur. Shakur posted something yesterday and he said by Twitter's definition, Sugar Ray was running the second time against Duran then. What? I instantly replied to that and I'm like, bro, I'll post 50 clips right now. This is not running. Sugar Ray was using movement and he was stepping in and he was beating the dog shit out of Duran, which is why Duran quit in the eighth. Regardless of the backstory and how out of shape he wouldn't have quit if Sugar Ray wasn't smacking the shit out of him. You get what I'm saying? So, like, yes, you use movement to get your opponent out of position, and then you punish them, make them miss, make them pay, not just make them miss and get out the way. Ooh, that was cold. I didn't even do that on purpose. But that's not what it was supposed to be. And I don't even want to say that's not what it's supposed to be. That's not what it was. Motherfuckers be trying to compare Haney and Shakur to Floyd Mayweather, Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker, Sugar Ray. No, they're not fighting like them. They're not. And I'm not even gonna, like I said, this is not about Shakur. This is about a lot of boxers these days. Now, let's talk about the actual card, right? What I will say is that I think people expect way too much from Devin Haney. Devin Haney has a very good jab. He has very good movement. If you've watched his fights, you've never seen no crazy combinations, crazy right hands. I will say before the Linares fight, I think he used his arsenal more. But since then, it's been sticking and moving. It's been jabs, an occasional right hands. He throws the right hand, he ducks under. You know what's coming. So why people think he's just gonna just start walking opponents down and dogging the shit out of them? I don't know. I don't know. Like when I watched the Haney versus Ramirez fight, I wasn't I wasn't unimpressed because it was what I expected. So I didn't watch it and think, oh my God, I can't believe Devin's fighting like this. I was just saying, I wonder if Ramirez will figure out a way to get to him. This is what I expect from Haney. So when I see all the tweets, they're like, I can't believe Haney's not doing this. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, I think uh I think Devin may have a psychological thing going on, maybe where he doesn't want to take any serious damage. He doesn't want to, whatever. It's possible. Maybe the memes got to him or something like that. But you could tell, like, if you get active on him, he will return it. You could see that in the Ryan fight. He got dropped hella times, bro, and he fought a stupid fight. He almost went on the cards after getting dropped like 3 times, bro. And that was because he was taking it to Ryan after getting dropped because he felt like he needed to get it back. So I think we could see a different side of him if someone is actually skilled enough to touch him, pause, and make him feel like he has to get it back, which I absolutely think is gonna happen at 147. Like people talking about him fighting Boots and stuff, and I'm like, nah, Boots is smacking the shit out of him. I think, and I'm gonna go straight into Ryan from this. I think these guys have a pretty big advantage when they're big and they're young and they're fighting at these classes that they squeezed into. And I think as they get bigger and bigger, those advantages they're obviously going away, and it makes them have to fight differently. Like for instance, Ryan, what the last like 3 fights we've seen him in, where he didn't get stopped against Tank, he didn't make weight. Like against what's Buddy's name? I forgot his name that fast. It'll come to me, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Slow Mexican dude. When Ryan fought him, they had to do a catch weight because Ryan didn't make weight. When Ryan fought Haney, he didn't make weight. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, he had a slight advantage. Of course, he felt better. He didn't cut as much as everybody else did. Now this fight, he finally makes weight. He looks super unimpressive. I think had we seen his hook, it still would have probably looked good. But I think Rolly was just a bad matchup stylistically for him. Ryan likes to throw his little left hook as a counter to your jab. Rolly don't really jab like that. He was doing the stab jab to the body, which wouldn't allow Ryan to really throw that left hook. Rolly wasn't really throwing jabs up top that much, so Ryan didn't really have a way to sneak that left hook in. And Rolly was actually being really defensively responsible. He was keeping that right hand up. So I didn't really think Rolly looked impressive. I think Ryan looked horrible. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's the Pez. I really don't. I think he has always fought like that. Like if you look, even against against Devin, he didn't throw that many punches, bro. When he wasn't throwing a flurry, he was almost not throwing any punches. So again, and the commentators are like, Ryan's just, it's weird. He's not throwing any punches. I'm like, what fights did you watch where Ryan was just on the offensive, just throwing mad punches? Even against Duarte. Even against Duarte. He was not throwing a lot of punches. He was doing a stupid ass shoulder roll, and he happened to get a late stoppage. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like I just said about Devin. It's like people have an idea of a fighter in their head, and they want them to do the stuff that they want them to do. But I'm like, watch his fights. He's gonna fight probably like he fought the last 5 times. There's only so many fighters that are really adaptive in the ring, and you might see a totally different style from them. You know what I mean? But bro, Devin's not about to show up and fight like some power puncher that walks people down. Ryan's not about to show up and fight like some crazy boxer. He's not about to fight like Better Beef. He don't fight like that. He's never fought like that. You know what I'm saying? So, what are you talking about? Speaking of adaptive fighters, as much as I hate to give him any props right now because he's been doing some really weird racist shit, Teofimo Lopez was the only person on the card that I thought didn't look horrible. But as slow and unathletic as Barbosa is, I thought Teofimo would get the stoppage. I think he still looked good. just, I don't think he could beat Boots, man. I think most of his knockouts have stopped since he came up in weight. I can't remember that one dude he knocked out. I literally can't remember his name either. But besides him, even when he's getting these wins, it's because of his athleticism, but not because of like some crazy power or something, right? So you talking about going up another weight class and fighting Boots? That's what he wants to do. I don't think that's a good idea, man. I think he should find somebody at 140 to fight. I think it would be not super fun to watch, but I would like to see him fight Devin. That would be cool. I would even watch him fight Rolly. I think that would be interesting. I don't I don't really care to see Ryan and Devin fight again. I feel like I might be the only one saying that. Don't really care to see them fight again. Um, yeah, let's move on to the Canelo Skull fight. I'm not gonna let Canelo off the hook. Canelo's my dog, but everyone's talking about Skull, and I will say the same thing like I just said about all of these fighters. Skull was definitely not trying to engage. That's just what it is. Anybody can say what they want to say. He wasn't trying to engage, bro. Now, is it Canelo's responsibility to cut him off? Yes. Canelo's old, bro. He's in his 20th year of fighting or some shit like that, bro. It's been a long time, and I don't think he was prepared to have to move that much. I think he knew he was going to have to move, just like with most of his opponents, right? They try to stay away from him and they try to engage. They try to stay away. But Skull was literally like, bro, there was a time, I'm going to try to find the clip. There was a time where he jumped, bro. He jumped so high that Canelo was swinging at his midsection and hit him in the nuts. And he complained to the ref. And I'm like, bro, you can't do a standing vertical jump and get mad as you get punched in the nuts. Bro, you almost jumped over Canelo's head, bro. What was he supposed to do? He's supposed to jump up there with you and punch you in the stomach? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Another reason Skull pissed me off is because he did an interview this week. It's in Spanish. I'm not gonna put it on here because I don't know how many of y'all speak Spanish. But basically, he said that Turki Al-Sheikh told him not to mess up the plans with Canelo and Crawford. So he's essentially saying Turki told him not to hurt Canelo. My problem with that is either you're a liar or you're a coward, bro. Because if it's true, he told you, hey, I know you can hurt Canelo, don't do it. You just said, yes, sir. You just went out there, got your money, and decided not to hurt Canelo. First of all, he don't even smack like that. He don't thump like that for me to believe that he was just holding back his power. The second option is he's a liar, and Turki didn't say that, which means that, yeah, then you're just a crazy liar, and that's just really weird to say. But I'm actually surprised that that's not getting more attention. Maybe because it was a full Spanish interview. But I'm just like, that's kind of some devious shit to accuse somebody of. Like, I don't know. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it really did happen, and he didn't know that's a crazy thing to say. Like, you can't. That's basically rigging the match, bro. That's basically rigging the match. So, but like I said, I'm not gonna let Canelo off the hook. But at the same time, if y'all ever done any kind of boxing before, if somebody's moving a lot, it really is hard to pin them down, man. And like I said, it's your responsibility to do it, but it's not going to be exactly easy for you to just knock them out if they're never trying to engage, right? Every time you pin them down, you could get one shot off and they slide out. It's like, it's not going to be easy. People were upset about certain rounds, like the first round, right? I think Skull landed one punch and he threw 20 or something like that. And Canelo landed 0 punches and he threw 4. In a previous video, I told y'all, CompuBox is just 2 dudes, 2 people. It could be a woman or 2 women. 2 people watching the fight and clicking when they see punches. You could put your hand out and they could count it as a punch. The non-punch that I saw Canelo throw was a full force right hand that hit Skull's gloves. and leaned his whole body over. But that's considered a missed punch because it didn't hit his face. The punch, quote unquote punch, that Scull landed was the lightest jab ever that brushed Canelo's nose. And I'm like, well, yeah, y'all basically both landed 0 punches to me, bro. Because would I rather Skull's jab flick my nose or would I rather get hit in the glove by Canelo? I'd rather Skull jab me in the nose, bro. Straight up. So, yeah, if y'all both did 0 punches, he walked you down the entire round. You were doing agility drills. I would say Canelo won the round. It looks weird on paper to say how that motherfucker went around without landing a punch, but sometimes you gotta stop looking at the paper and you gotta watch the fight, bro. Y'all gotta learn how to watch the fight yourselves. People are you shouldn't don't even trust my commentary. Go watch it yourself, bro. You go watch that entire first round and tell me why you think Scull won. And if you think Scull won, that's fine. It's your opinion. But if you really think Scull won the first round, comment and tell me exactly why you think he won. I'm not gonna shit on you. I'm not gonna say you don't know shit about boxing. I respect your opinion. In my opinion, you don't win if you're trying to avoid getting punched. The other person's trying to punch you. They punch you on the gloves, and your one landed punch was a flick jab that you really threw out there, not even to hurt the person. You just did it so that you could get away from them. To me, you lost the round. That's just my opinion. So, what's next? Bakole and Ajagba. Where does Bakole go from here, bro? The last time he lost, it was cool because it was like, short notice, whatever. He really didn't look more in shape this time. I don't know what's up with him, bro. And he has the same problem. He wants to walk people down, and then he wants to complain that they don't stand right in front of him. Like, bro, yeah. While I'm not saying it's cool to not engage, if you're a juggernaut and you weigh 300 pounds and I weigh 250, no, I'm not gonna just stand in front of you and trade, bro. Like Ajagba did the right thing. He used movement, but he's a good example. He used movement, and when he could, he was landing big shots on Bakole. He landed some good shots. Now, towards the end, that motherfucker was tired. Bakole was getting to him. I definitely thought he was about to get stopped at one point, but he survived it. But Ajagba wasn't just moving. He was moving and he was punching. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good win for him. I definitely thought Bakole was going to take that. Don't know where Bakole goes from there. I really don't. And Munguia, he won, but it just wasn't that dope. I don't know, man. I just think he has a lot of defensive flaws. His defense looked better. He just has a lot of defensive flaws. I think and this is bad, he likes to fight, right? He likes to fight, and sometimes that's really bad. He actually, I'm gonna talk about Espinoza next, but sometimes they have the same problem. It's the whole, I'm not gonna even put the nationality on it, but it's the manly. Let me get that. I gotta get that back. No, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. But Munguia, I would like to see him fight somebody like Berlanga. I wouldn't want to see him really fight Caleb Plant because Caleb Plant's like, he's high IQ, good movement. I don't think that would be fun. I think Munguia versus Berlanga would be fun because Berlanga's gonna stand in front of him. Munguia's gonna stand in front of him. It's gonna really come down to who's tougher that day. So I think that would be a good one if they can make that happen. Because Berlanga's about to fight. I can't even remember who they got him lined up to fight. But if Berlanga gets past that, and then they can make the Munguia fight, I would like to see that. Let's move on to Inoue and Espinosa because they really saved that weekend, bro. They completely saved that weekend. And I knew they would, but man, it felt so much better seeing it in real life, right? Inoue got dropped by Cardenas. And the internet went crazy over that, even though it wasn't the first time Inoue's been dropped. This is like his 5th weight class, dog. He's in his 30s. I don't know what people expect, bro. Like, you think he can just move up in weight classes forever and never get hurt, never get touched? No, bro, it's fine. People get dropped, man. It happens. It's boxing, bro. You get hit sometimes. You get up, whatever, bro. He stopped him, just like he stopped Neri when he got dropped. People still talking about Inoue getting knocked down. I'm like, but he got up and he stopped him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what more do you want, bro? That's what really gets on my nerves. People complain about movers and then they talk shit about people when they get dropped or get hurt, even though it's on a way to a stoppage. Like, bro, he's entertaining us, bro. He's in a way could move just like all of these other dudes, and he chooses to fight, bro. He chooses to fight, and I respect it, bro. Espinoza, for him, to me, I'm not gonna lie, it's more of a problem. You that tall, bro. You an NBA player in the 126 class, and you're crouching down to fight a dude that's probably 5'2". I don't know how tall Vasquez is, but he ain't taller than 5'6". I know that. You crouching down to fight him. You're leaning forward. You're engaging when you don't have to. And I love it. I love seeing Espinoza fight. I think that dude's a problem, bro. I don't think anybody at 126 beats him. I told y'all before, I don't know what video it was, but I've said it on Twitter. I said it in videos before. I thought Robesi was the only chance of stopping that dude. And that problem showed in the Robesi fight because Espinoza got dropped in the first Robesi fight. And I thought the fight should have been stopped, to be honest. But he got past it. Ended up dropping Robesi at the end, got the belt. Second time, stops Robesi. Controversial, but he stopped him. I think that was the last hope, bro. Nobody at 126 is fucking Espinoza. Sad to say. It's just what it is. He'll beat the dog shit out of Nick Ball. Come on, man. Now they talking about anyway. They talking about Inoue fighting him. I said, nah, bro. Nah. We ain't even seen Espinoza get out of first gear, dog. We have not seen him get out of first gear. How crazy is that? This motherfucker be up in there chilling, bro. Like, one day we're going to have to, maybe he'll move up or something, but one day we're going to have to see him actually fight. And it's going to be crazy. And I really don't have much to say about those two dudes because, like I said, they did what they promised and expected. They brought the fight. They got stoppages. Only thing I did want to say was about Cardenas. Shout out to Texas. Shout out to San Antonio. Again, a lot of people talking shit on Twitter because he was a Lyft driver. I don't know if y'all know, but most professional boxers have jobs, bro. Like the Devin Haneys and stuff like that. Yeah, they get $6 million a fight and stuff. They can afford to not have a job in between their fights. Bro, these motherfuckers, these people that you've never heard of, they don't make millions in their fights, bro. Even if you get $100K, you can't just stop working off of $100K, bro. You gotta pass half of that shit out. You gotta get taxed on it. Like, you still gotta do something, bro. You can't just stop working and then when your bank account hits zero, then what? Then you sign up and take a fight that you ain't want to take and get your ass knocked out. That's what be happening to a lot of them too. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. As far as the actual fights, like I said, I think they fought the best fights that they could fight, given the circumstances. Like, they just wanted to get up in there and beat their ass, so they did that. Navarrete last night, though. Personally, I thought Suarez was up on the cards at the time of the stoppage. So even if it was a headbutt, I think Suarez should have won. Now, what I've seen in all of these videos is it was not a headbutt, which means it should have been a Suarez victory. He did it with a punch, bro. He did it with a punch. I thought he should have been up on the cards. Now, if that cut didn't happen, was Suarez gonna win? I don't know. Navarrete's Navarrete, bro, and you never know with that motherfucker, bro. He might look like he's losing, and then he just does a weird little two-step, skip to my Lou, Euro step, uppercut, and then the guy you were watching is just knocked out on the floor. And you like, how did he do that with this beer gut and no muscle? Like, bro, Navarrete is just that guy, bro. So, was he going to win? I don't know. But do I think he should have won? No, I don't. And yeah, that's. I think they should run that back. Now on that same card, we had Morataya, right? I don't know what to say about him, bro. Great movement, great stick. Pause. Pretty good defense. Sometimes he gets caught leaning back, but It's nothing too crazy. Great defense. His power is like okay. I think he might need to move up in weight, bro. I think he might have to go up because he's just been. He used to look so athletic, and now he's kind of been looking. I don't want to say flat because he's still winning and he's still looking good. It just don't. It don't have the same kind of X factor pop to it. He just kind of looks like he's just okay. He just like even Abdullayev I know in the little fighter meetings, obviously he guys asked what he lost, but in the fighter meetings, he said Morataya kind of doesn't do anything particularly well. Like it's just all pretty good. And I'm like, yeah. Especially these days, like I said, he just gets it done. But I would actually like to see him fight like a Shakur. I think I think that fight will probably be better than people think it would be. I don't have much to say about it. Um, if y'all want me to go in depth, I will. But it was an okay fight. Uh, Abdullayev really tried to like pour it on in the 12th round. I'm like, bro, the fight's over, dog. Should have been doing that the whole fight. Now, before I end this, let's talk about 147 in the future of that class. They just said that Pacquiao is going to be fighting Mario Barrios. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. First of all, I feel like Barrios be getting the greatest opportunities, bro. I don't know what he be doing, but he be getting the greatest opportunities. Pac-Man is 46, dog. Now, I do think it's crazy that he's coming back. I think it's crazy that they're letting him come back, especially for a title fight after like 4 years. But what I will say is, like I just said about Murataya, bro, Barrios, he's just okay, bro. No disrespect. I like Mario Barrios, but he doesn't do anything so spectacularly that I'm like, oh no, we can't put Pacquiao in there. He's gonna get killed. I'm like, yeah, actually, he might whoop Barrios' ass. Like, just being real, bro. Like, if you watch Barrios' last fight, I was like, what's going on, dog? Why are you getting dropped by him? Why are you barely winning this fight? That's crazy. So, Pacquiao's still gonna have volume. He still hits hard enough. He's still gonna be fast. I really don't know how Barrios is gonna deal with that. To be honest, we're gonna have to wait to see. We're gonna have to wait until the first round or two to see if Pacquiao looks old. But I think that might be a story, bro. I think that might be a story. 46-year-old champion Manny Pacquiao. And then they keep trying to make Brian Norman versus Boots. I don't think that's gonna happen right now. I don't know why. They tried too many times and it's not happening. Right? I don't think it's gonna happen. What I think should happen is Brian Norman Jr. and the winner of Barrios Pacquiao should fight. Bam, unification right there. Now we got these belts. Boots has his belts. Boots, I think maybe he could fight Teofimo because Brian Norman's fighting Jen, right? If he gets past that, fights the winner of Pacquiao Barrios. Let's assume he wins. He gets those belts. Boots gets past Teofimo, whoever else has those belts. Bam, we got an undisputed fight, and we can see who's really who. You know what I'm saying? Because that's everybody at 147 that has belts, right? Isn't it Barrios, Brian, and Boots? Boots has two. Yeah. I think. Yeah. So I might be missing one person, but I can't think if I am. So, anyways, yeah, I think Boots could end up undisputed at 147, but I mean, we don't know. You never know these things until these people fight, bro. That is the beauty of fighting. That's why we like to see it. I hate all of this. Oh, nobody can beat him at this weight. Like, we don't know. That's why they need to fight, bro. I'll be tired of seeing all these fantasy fights. Nah, dog. Play it out in real life. If he's that good, he should smoke him. We can move on to the next fight. I don't want to hear about how he's impossible to beat, bro. Show me. Show me. All right, last thing before I end this. I want to change this channel name to something that is not like a lot of people have no days off in their shit. So if you type in no days off or if you say no days off, like other people's shit pop up. I need to come up with a boxing channel name that's like not super goofy, but unique enough to where like if you typed it in, like only my shit would pop up. So If you can come up with something, this is real. What I'm about to say is real. If you can come up with something that I like and that I take and I use as my new boxing channel name, I'm gonna send you a 50 piece, bro. I'm gonna send you $50 because I just can't think of nothing. And if you come up with it, you'll have the honor of saying you came up with it and an extra $50. So if you got something, leave it in the comments. Other than that, I'm gonna start trying to put out a video every Sunday. Every Sunday, at whatever time this video uploads, I'm gonna start trying to do it every Sunday at that time. I know in the past I said I'm gonna be more frequent with these, but the thing is I don't put a time and a date on it, so I just be like, I'll do the next one, I'll do the next one. But from now on, bro, I'm so serious. I'm gonna try to do it every Sunday at whatever time I upload this one. Hold me accountable, comment, and say, hey, where the fuck you at, bro? Upload the next video. And I'm gonna get on it. All right. So catch y'all next time. Peace.